Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Talking Skritt. I'm your host John, better known as Deo around Yaxpen, and we have a fantastic show for you. Tweaks and changes for HoT, Guild Hall capture breakdown, the Halloween grind for Nightfury, and much more. But first, let me introduce you to my fellow host. She is a writer over at Gamebreaker, throwing up Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns thing.
Yay!
Perpetually lost in her passion for Lost Precipice. Say hello to Robin.
Hi.
A writer for Gamebreaker, the answer to the age-old question, who can do an old-fashioned radio play of the new Heart of Thorns areas? Say hello to Age. I really enjoyed it.
Guild Wars 2. Guild Halls. Was it Guild Halls or Guild Maps? I wasn't listening. I am on a sugar high. I am sorry.
Yeah, if you weren't here live, he was pounding Smarties boxes. It's pretty amazing. And he's back from outer space. He's our resident space cadet. Say hello to Roy.
Hola, ¿cómo está, everybody?
Long time no see.
Yeah.
If people don't know, he was one of the first people to start the show with myself and Jim, who's not here today, and Aaron, who has things. Well, he's still around. I'd be a lot happier if he did. No, I'm kidding. I love Aaron. Who would I make fun of for opening all of his luck and then they come out with a patch that has a consume all?
Oh,
It's like right click, Aaron. Right click.
That's the best change.
It was literally the next day too. Okay,
The
but yeah,
expansion is worthwhile just for that change.
yeah. I would have gladly paid $50 if I'd known that was going to happen already. It's like that's worth it. All right. But of course, last week Heart of Thorns came out. We talked about kind of the initial release about that and positives, negatives. You know, a lot of people down on it. Well, whoa. Okay.
Wasn't me.
Does one of the hosts need to go check on something, or?
No, I heard no yell, so I'm assuming everything's okay.
Okay.
trick-or-treating started early.
This show's out of control already.
I know. We haven't even got to the first subject. That's why we need to patch it and make changes like Arena that's doing for Heart of Thorns. With these
nice
changes. Can you do a segue when there was nothing to segue from? But, all right. Yeah, so they put out a blog post talking about the elite specializations, adventures,
specifically.
mega servers, the elite specializations with the masteries as well. So basically, initially when Heart of Thorns launched, to get the elite specialization unlocked, you needed 400 hero points, which wasn't as bad, knowing that Heart of Thorns, the hero points, or the hero challenges, would give you 10 points per. It was still a lot, but it was a little bit more doable than saying go to 400 locations.
Yeah.
But now with this change, and it has been implemented, I think it was literally implemented that night.
Yeah, it was.
They brought it down
totally called.
They brought it down to 250 hero points, which I think we said last week, the rough number, if you did 100% map completion in the core area, and also like Silver Waste and Dry Top, which didn't count towards map completion, you would get roughly 219, you said?
219.
So, I mean, how do you guys feel about that? That it's like, if you have 100% map completion and all that stuff, you have 219, you need, what, 3 more hero challenges from Heart of Thorns?
Yeah. Well,
All I know is that when it released, I had my specialization on most of my characters.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what Colin said in his post, where he said that they didn't set expectations very well, and that's why they were reducing it. I agree with that on that point, and I think they should have reduced it with that in mind. Like, that makes sense. I really, 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 really hope next time it's still going to be 400 and they communicate that much better and set expectations, because I don't think 400 is at all too much to ask, especially with each one being 10 points. So.
Overall, I think it's a good change. For people like me who have 200 odd points on every one of their alt characters, it's like, well, I'm just gonna do them and I'm done, and then I could work on like map completion and stuff like that. For people who are like coming into the game, it's kind of a feat to get that many points in addition to leveling up. So I think it's just an overall good change.
Well, it's interesting because I brought a couple people into the game in the last week, and that some of them have gotten Heart of Thorns, and a couple of them haven't. And it's amazing to see a new player come into the game and realize as you're watching them what they've got to go through to get, to where we're complaining about the 400 points, and they're just sitting here just starting.
Yeah.
The size and scope of this game is so big from a new player's point of view, and a lot of us older players don't realize that.
We take it for granted the fact
we
that
do. I mean, we've
for
all
3 years.
Yeah, we've all went through everything. All our characters are. I've got not 8 characters, 9 characters, all level 80. But you're sitting there and you're looking at. I was completely amazed looking. One of the guys I brought in from Elite Dangerous, he's running around in the beginning levels, and then I'm looking around going, oh my God, where you have to go is totally amazing relative to where he is, but at the same time, it's very daunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that also something else that they need to work out better for next time is thinking about where they set each trait that you unlock for the elite specialization per class, because some of them, like for Tempest, it wasn't a big deal that I could only unlock a few of them. For like Age, she said last week, Daredevil, the thing that makes Daredevil work is the dodges, and the fact that you had to wait so long to get any of the dodges, not let alone all of them, but any of them. It was just poor planning on that part. So
yeah, because doesn't it do each of the dodges at the last tier? So
yeah, they're all Grandmasters.
Yeah, so that could definitely make it.
I mean, I get that they're all Grandmasters and they should be the end, but that's what makes that specialization work. It's hard to be a Daredevil without those. So. Yeah,
I feel like they should separate them into traits and skills. Maybe that might help out.
Maybe.
Yeah, I was even gonna say, like, I wonder if they were just when they made the new specialization menus where it's the wheel, if they are if they were planning for Heart of Thorns in the sense of, because I like the idea of a lot of specializations. I'm like, I'm not going to use the shouts or whatever the utility skills, but I want the trait line. And it'd be nice if it was like, oh, let me do the trait line and then I'll work towards the skills.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that the elite specializations weren't 2 lines like the other ones are. You have your skill lines and then you have your trait lines. I kind of was expecting them to do that with the elite specializations too, that you would have your trait line that you could trade into, and then you could have your other line that would unlock all the new skills that you get with that. I feel like that would work better.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as you're saying that, I was like, it would be nicer just because it's like, hey, maybe when you start the actual trait line, it gives you the weapon like it does. But maybe when you finish the skill line for the utility skills, maybe it gives you that headpiece or the armor piece or the cosmetic.
Whatever it is.
That way you want to utilize both. Go ahead.
Yeah, I could just see why they did it the way they did, because the minor trait, the first minor trait, just unlocks the elite spec itself. So you can't use any of your skills unless you have that minor trait.
Right. You wouldn't want somebody to put the points into the skills when they wouldn't be able to use them because they couldn't even equip the trait.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So it might just be like little complications like that, and overall they thought, okay, maybe this is just the best way to go for now, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
They'll improve on it further down the road, if anything.
And if you're wondering what happened to those extra points, like say if you already got the 400 points for your elite, they are refunding you like the extra points. So You know,
Well,
they
they
said,
reset everybody from what I saw. Even if you had
Yeah.
gone into it, you had to respend the points
yeah.
anyways.
If you actually filled out your spec just stayed filled out,
Oh, it
and you
did?
just get the points returned. Yeah.
But if you hadn't completed it, they reset you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was annoyed when they redid that and I logged on to my Ranger and I had 246 points. I was like, seriously? I was like so close.
I was gonna say, do you think 250 points was too low? Like, I know a lot of us were throwing around the idea of like maybe 300, 350, somewhere around there. I mean,
325 feels to me a little bit more realistic than 400 because it gives you even if you've got a fully full set character and you've been playing a while, 325 would have given you a little bit to work for.
No, like if you've gotten all the things, all you would have had to do is one hero challenge in the new one. And you
no,
would
no,
have
no,
done it.
325.
Oh,
325.
325. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I
325.
thought you
Yeah,
said
it,
225. I was like,
no,
no.
no, 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 because it's less than 250. No, 325 would to me would feel fair enough where you had to do some work to get it, but not punishing it, at any given level. But that's for us now. Like again, I said, looking at it from a new player's point of view, by the time they get to this point, and
Well,
asking them to do, I don't know. It's kind of.
But the thing
There's a
is,
lot on
and,
this. There's a lot on the changes that I'm kind of like ambivalent on right now.
but I was gonna
It's
say, the
I've
thing
got a good
is,
opinion.
I think a lot of people are coming looking at it like other MMOs, where it's like, no, this is the new content. Screw the rest.
yeah.
Like other expansions
Yeah.
do. But
Yeah.
the great part is you can go anywhere. It's like,
Yeah,
granted,
everything
it's
is
not the
still
new
relevant.
shiny thing.
Yeah.
I think also it would I like their idea that you work towards the elite specialization throughout your time working through the content in the new areas. I like that. I get people being really excited about this specialization and wanting them right away and be able to play them right away, but I kind of wish there was more to work to on that. I'm sad to see that go away. Because I mean, yeah, it's fun to run around on my Tempest now and be able to do all the things, but it was kind of cool, like, running around and like making progress on it. Like, I don't know. I hope, like I said, I hope next time they do a better job of setting the expectation of that's what it's going to be, that you're going to work towards it, and
Yeah.
that will be your reward for finishing.
And yeah, like
And
I think they
Psycho,
said,
it's not even that you have to work an hour or two now. It's actually that most people that have been playing the game for a while can just automatically get it.
Yeah.
It's like 10 minutes.
yeah, because
Yeah.
like
To
you could do
unlock
like a couple of
content.
like the 3 early ones and be like fine.
Well,
Like,
in addition to reducing the number of hero points that needed, a lot of the hero challenges, they removed the mastery blocks that were preventing people
Yeah.
from doing
I was gonna
it,
say, because
so
we
that
were,
you can get them.
yeah, we were actually going out like as a guild, going out that night and doing like hero challenges, and we had that patch hit halfway through. And yeah, I was wondering, maybe that's what they were talking about when they were saying elite specializations and how they are linked to masteries, because they really didn't touch upon masteries in the blog post, except for like very briefly when they were talking about elite specializations. So I'm wondering if that was the thing where the hero challenges and the masteries are needed for some of them, because
Yeah,
I remember
that was
that
the
new
thing.
Hawk.
The new
Wallow?
Hawk Wallows one that you could fly down to it, but you couldn't channel it unless you had the first level of New Hawk,
Right.
because they'd be like, you're not worthy. Now, if you get down to it, you can channel it, no problem.
Well, and that's the thing. It wasn't even the first thing in New Hawk.
It was the
the
last
s-
one.
Well, no, it's
No.
the last one. It's like the
It
second
was
or
the
third.
last one. I had 2 New Hawk. I still couldn't do it.
Really?
Oh, okay.
It was the third, is what you needed, I thought.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's the Wallows, and then you could go through the hole to it.
And I remember I flew down. They're like, it just goes, "You're not worthy." I'm like, did you just see me fly down here? I just came in like an ODST from Halo, like just flying down. Like,
Yeah. I'm like,
Well, in addition to those changes, they did do something that was really smart. We were actually at one of the hero channels. So one of the hero challenges, what they did was they took one of them that spawned a champion and turned that into a commune, and then moved that champion mobs over to one of the other ones that's right next to a waypoint and is on the way to the next zone. So people will be going by there pretty consistently. and put those there. And that was a really smart change, because the one that they made a commune now is really off the beaten path. You have to specifically go there, and it's like, it's not something you're just going to stumble upon, like, really, except for...
Oh. They're saying, chat's saying it was New Hawk 5, because I went there
Yeah.
before the
Right.
patch, and it was the Wallow.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
maybe
I
it was the
thought
Wallow
the
to get to it, but maybe
Yeah,
you had
it
to...
was to get down there
Okay.
was the Wallow, but you
Yeah.
couldn't channel it.
It was like a channel. Couldn't you just like turn around for like 2 seconds?
tap him on the shoulder. Look over there.
Look at that. Okay, well
which
that
brings
is
up which brings up an interesting thing on gating all the way around. It seems like they've done away with a lot of it.
Well, the idea with those specifically was, their thought was like, you'd progress through all of the stuff, and then you'd still have a reason to come back to the beginning zone to get those after that you've done it, and that's what they were aiming for. And again, setting expectations appropriately is where they messed up, because
Yeah.
I think people were going in with the idea of the old zones where you just like clear all the way across all of the old zone and then
Just check it off,
move
like a
on to the
checklist.
next.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
I-
not what people were going in with.
Well,
But
yeah.
it's
What?
not- Go ahead, dude.
Sorry. I was just gonna say, well, what I thought what the gating was gonna be for example, Exalted. We can't access certain parts of the city until we have certain masteries, which is true in some respect. But I didn't think it'd be like hero points we couldn't get to without that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be like cool areas. things
That's
like that.
also a good point. Like, it's something to think about, and I'm sure they're discussing this especially as they start working on whatever the next expansion will be. Is
wait.
whether
There's an expansion confirmed. What? Wait, what? Couldn't resist. I couldn't resist.
But whether it makes sense to have like hero challenges be walled off by masteries, or if they really just want to be like, POIs or random things like that you need to clear out to get to masteries.
Well, my question in the gating is, has it been a problem? I've been gone for about a year out of the game. Before I left, it really wasn't a problem in getting people to be in the lower levels. People, if you knew what you were doing in the game, there was plenty of reason to go down there. I made most of my money in the lower levels because nobody would go down there and farm. So I would just farm up my materials and sell them, and I'd make money hand over fist.
I think what they're thinking is, so the last zone is Dragon Reach, and there's so every zone has a meta.
Maybe a meta.
All the zones have a meta event thing that you're trying to get done while you're in there, and that's the goal. The event in the last zone is a really it's an even larger event, and it's more of just a single thing that you can do repetitively, and I think once people figure out how to win at it, we can win at it more consistently. So I think they think that's going to be the farming one, like people used to do with Silver Waste. So I think they were thinking people would go there, but they wouldn't necessarily go back to the other ones as much as they did with the other ones, because the old maps are all easy to get around. You can do whatever you want without a thought. There's no peril or anything, but these ones have a lot harder mobs, and you have to pay attention to get around, especially if you're running around by yourself. So I think they were thinking that people would probably gravitate towards Dragon's Reach, and they wanted to kind of pull people back from that and give them a reason to come back, because they were afraid people might not otherwise.
Yeah, and I can see that, because once I got gliding set so I could bypass everything that's aggravating about the first map. The mobs are, when you're going through and learning it, the mobs are fun, they're great. But if you've got to walk through those mobs every time, I can see where that would be a problem. But at the same time, Ara has always been a good place to go if you're high level to farm. But I never went to a map that was empty at any level.
Well,
so
in the last year that changed a bit. Now nobody goes to Ore for any reason. Ore has been
And a couple people
very
have said how the
abandoned.
maps do feel empty, and they do address that in that blog post. They're talking about the mega servers, and apparently
Well,
they
there was a
discuss.
bug with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they discovered that a setting that was creating some low population maps or in the new areas. So I don't know. Did that go out in that patch as well? Like, was this? I don't know if they.
I think they did one of the fixes for it. I'm not sure if it's 100% fixed yet, though.
I was gonna say I've seen more people as of
Mhm.
late, so I don't know if. And I've been going back and helping some people, so like I've been in like kind of the starter areas, so I don't know if like I'm not just in that last zone or anything like that.
And they are trying to get people back in there. I mean, they have the map reward system. They have the collections for your elite spec that you have to go to certain zones to get stuff. You have precursor crafting. You have to go to certain areas to do events and things like that. So in a way, they're kind of trying to do it.
Yeah, I think overall they're doing a good job of giving different reasons to go back and stuff. But with the expansion, it's just like I said, expectations for these certain things were not set right, so they know how to do it next time.
Yeah, and like I kind of was glad when like the skill challenges were more difficult because, like I said, this past week we as a guild, well, we grouped up with like your other guild as well early. Like we all just went around and then they
We
had the
like
patch where they made it
20
easier.
people running around.
Yeah, and it was
Which
it was fun.
amazing
And
when everybody jumped and glided.
yeah, I was just gonna say like watching all those people glide was amazing. And
Yeah, I was sitting there like we jumped off. So there was one event that we came by and we all like jumped off the cliff to come down and help out with it because there were like 3 people trying to do the event by themselves. So like we like glided in like we were the Air Force or something, and that was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think that was like one of the first nights where you like came back like as more so. I remember because I basically bet him a gold to jump off of the one part that we spent like literally getting everybody up there. Like it was the bloodsucker challenge
the
point.
vampire challenge point, yeah.
And right before
Literally, we're
Jump off
getting
of there
the
without
last
completing it.
2 people up, and Roy jumps off. And we're
I see
like,
Arlie walk
"Dude."
away. And I see Arlie go help the other people. I'm like, hey Roy, I bet you can't make it to that vine over there. I'll bet you gold. He's like, all right, flies away.
That's
Yeah,
terrible.
that was him solution.
Yeah.
And the thing that was funny, Age, is I could see a way back over. That's why I did it.
Oh,
Because he didn't look at the pathing. I looked at the pathing. There was a way to get back up high enough to jump back over. And as I landed and jumped for my first movement, I slipped off. And it was over at that point. And it was like, oh well.
And for Celestian chat, it wasn't me. I don't know who gave him that one gold. Was nope, not me.
But you just said that.
No. I'm cold.
Schizophrenia.
And the
I'll
other
see
thing
now. You should see somebody in map chat says they'd have paid me 2 gold to not do it. You should have spoke up.
see, I could have made you a lot of money. Then we could have split it.
The upside of the hero challenges being challenging is we can do things like that. Like
Though-
previously going around and grabbing hero challenges as a guild was kind of like silly. Like why
Yeah,
would you
it's
do
like
that?
okay, let's start this like this. Oh, it melted. Okay.
Right.
Though I don't know, I would kind of like them to randomly like switch up the hero point because I remember right after that patch because they like you said they switched a couple up. And we were all like going up to the one. We're like, okay, guys, this is what's gonna happen here. They're like going through the whole list,
It's gonna be
and
really
it's like,
hard.
and it's like, oh, it's a channel.
We were like, wait, what? What happened?
So we're all like looking around, like, where is it at? Like,
Yep.
so I don't know. I would like
Here's
if
the
they
thing,
actually did
I'd
that.
gotten around enough on the map by that night, because I came back a little bit earlier, but I was kind of off by myself. I'd hit a lot of those ones that you couldn't do because you were, you didn't have the masteries or, so yeah, when I came through, I was like, oh, this will be fun. And, all of a sudden it's like, it's a channel now. I'm like,
Yeah.
The other thing they mentioned in that blog post was adventures, and I think I did notice this the first day because I was trying to go to like the flamethrower one and a couple of the other ones, but they were saying that they were making them more accessible. Originally they would only be blocked like if an event was happening like on its like path or wherever it's supposed to take you. So they're making it a little bit more lenient. They are still saying that they want to make it so adventures will remain unplayable through zone meta events. For example, the Verdant Brink Night Cycle where you're defending, the battle at Tarir, and the Trex's boss battle, because they really want people to defend the maps, which
well, and those
is good.
are such big events that you need kind of like
Yeah.
everybody trying to help out with them.
Yeah, exactly.
works.
So that's why it's like I think that's great. That's perfectly fine. Defend the
It
there are
works. It works.
Yeah.
Firsthand, I was doing an adventure for my Daredevil bow staff, and I was in a groove for adventures. I needed like one little bug to complete this event, and then it's like, okay, I'm gonna get it next time, and night hits, and I'm like,
Oh.
crap. All right, do events.
Okay, like yeah, if you're in the adventure or something, maybe they'll be like, okay, you can finish it. Like
Yeah, no, like each time, like I had to reset because I'm always one. I always missed one to get like the silver rewards that I needed to
okay.
get the completion on my collection. But like every time you reset, it's gonna like check the night cycle and day cycle, and then if it's night cycle, it's like nope, can't do it anymore. Gotta help out.
Well, I mean, I like the idea of adventures being locked and having to be unlocked. I like that idea. It makes it more interesting. It makes you have another reason to do the events and want to, like, succeed at that stuff. So,
Oh yeah, I like the idea of pushing it out further to unlock them. It's just a lot of time, like I said, like when it first launched, like I was kept going over to someone like I really like to try this, and we have everything around it. Like oh, there's like one little event. Oh, gee.
Yep.
So I like I said, I haven't like the only time I really tried it was after that patch was when I think it was earlier today when me and you were doing the flamethrower one.
Oh
So
yeah, with the
I
tendrils.
really don't know if that was in there or not, but
I think so because I think before that one when it opened up, so you know how we did where I was sniping and you were blowing the thing up. I think before then you not only had to do that one, but you also had to do the part where you then escort Larenthir up to the ruins before that one would unlock, which didn't make sense because that's like way over there where we were back at the beginning basically. So I think that change is in too.
I mean overall, do you like the little tweaks that they've implemented for these things? For
So
HoT?
far, yeah, it's
So far.
good.
For the most part.
Actually, I'm happy they're fixing some of the bugs because like I had a showstopper bug on the storyline, and that took me about 3 hours, 2 hours to kind of figure out how to get around it, and it did only because everybody's suggestion didn't work, so I had to keep searching and studying and getting it. I finally got it to pop, but those kind of repairs are really, really important. I'm glad to see they're doing those.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're pretty consistently bug swatching. So I think it was Roy Conacher yesterday tweeted that he was looking forward to today because it was his first day off in 13 days. Like,
Jeez.
they've been working.
Yeah. Go get some sleep.
No,
I think I told you
doing a great
afterwards.
job.
You know that's gonna be that situation where he's about to lay down, like, finally. Then ring. Hey man, I heard you're off. You want to go out tonight? Like, tell them no,
Come
man.
in, no, he gets a call on his computer. Come on out and play.
Let's go run something. You can play the
Your
Revenant.
rotation
No.
to play with the fans.
Oh, jeez. Don't do that to him.
You know it happens. His guild calls him up. Hey, we need somebody quick.
I would say, interestingly enough, the devs were posting about the guild hall breakdowns. I think this is since 2 days ago, so if you're watching this live, Thursday, October 29th.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it was 6 days after they said.
yeah. And so I have the video from guild chat that you can kind of see both of them back to back. But it's interesting because during that stream that Lost Precipice won when they did their poll on their stream.
Yeah.
But according to this, as of Thursday, Lost Precipice has been captured 1,465 times. Gilded Hollow has been captured 2,751 times.
The Skritt are winning the fight.
We
Almost
did it,
double.
guys!
Wow.
Woo!
Yeah.
Also, the very first guild to captured actually Lost Precipice, and it was done by Zadrots. And they captured the guild hall less than 2 hours after launch. So, whew.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Impressive.
what I found interesting was the guild halls have been captured in total 4,202 times,
Yeah.
which means 14 guilds at that time have switched guild halls already,
Yeah.
which requires both times 100 gold for the expedition. So they already, forked out 200 gold just for that
Yeah.
stuff. So.
What I want to know is what guild hall did they switch to? That would be
Yeah,
interesting.
that would
right?
be the really good question.
Probably they switched to the Gilded Hollow because they
Yeah, right.
realized their mistake.
Right.
Well, it was funny because we got into this discussion last night. Our guild has voted on whether to go with Gilded Hollow or Lost
I was
Precipice.
gonna say it's still up in the air, but
It's still up in the air. What was interesting was we had basically I was in we're in TeamSpeak and I had two people telling me all the bonuses of one over the other.
Well, I was the one defending Gilded Hollow, and one of our other guildies was defending Lost Precipice, and he
Yeah.
did all the work for me.
Well, he's like, well, if you're a Skritt, you'll love Gilded, Gilded
Hollow.
Gilded Hollows. Well, there you go. You just
Yeah, he
made
tried to say
more-
that as an insult, and I was like, "You don't know Roy, do you?" I was like, "Yes, Roy. If you think you're a Skritt, definitely vote for Gilded Hollow."
Ultimately, though, what made the choice for me was I know how our guild works on events and how we make events out of the game, and we use an arena to do it.
They both have
And-
arenas.
Yes.
They do, but the problem was that Lost Precipice has set
No.
pieces that are in the arena.
That's not a problem. You make use of them. You be creative.
If I
yeah,
want, there's pillars
There's
along the
columns
sides.
in them.
There's
Yeah.
columns all the way around the edge.
It's not in the
of
middle.
Lost
It's on the
Precipice.
sides.
Okay.
I
It's
said
like
around the sides.
Roman.
But the thing is, for the most amount of flexibility, the Gilded Hollow is just a pad,
No.
and you can build anything you want on the pad.
You
Like
can
I said
build
before,
anything you want
if-
in the arena.
If I want to put the pillars there,
arena- Yeah, the pillars in the arena are not in the actual arena. It's the actual arena is a flat surface. I've actually checked it out.
are
So
you sure?
it's
Because
not-
when they showed it
Yeah,
off, they
yeah,
were saying how
I'm
it's
sure.
within the
Like, when
boundaries.
you
I was
go
there
in-
yesterday, so I'm
Okay.
pretty sure. So
Alright.
And
I
then
don't know.
it's
I'm just
Teo's
going by
fault.
what the devs were saying on their guild chat. They were saying they're not fully in there,
Well,
but they are.
Yeah. They're
Protruding
they're
into
close.
it.
spectators.
Yeah.
It's kind of like for a spectator part of the arena.
I don't know. I don't. If I want columns there, I'll put columns there. That's all I'm saying.
You put columns in it if you want columns in it.
I know. That's why I want a blank canvas,
Around.
not your sandy,
It's not in
stupid
the
pillars.
Arena. So it's just on the outside.
I need someone else to
the
host. I'm
thing
too
is,
busy fighting with
it's gold
Robin.
and shiny, so that really,
I think
Oh,
H
the other-
and I should fight Deo and Roy. Whoever wins decides which guild.
What, me and-
we get.
Takes me right off the
Wait, me and Roy are fighting?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on Team Gilded Hollow. I think he's on Team Gilded Hollow. I like my chances.
No, you and Roy B together are fighting me and Age.
Oh.
Whichever of the two groups, Age and I are a team, you and Roy are a team. Whichever team wins, that's the guild hall we get.
How much do I need to pay Team like?
and Daniel and I are both looking up to the sky going, that's an interesting bet. Could we actually win this?
Part of me is like, I wonder if I could hire one of those PvP teams. Anyway,
Hire somebody, I am totally going to get Rom and be like, Rom, you're my ringer.
oh great, now Chad's saying that like,
The
no,
other-
that's
the
not gonna
other-
happen.
The other question I had about the Lost Precipice, that it looked like Gilded Hollow had a better design. Was the services looked better in Gilded Hollow? They were together.
Services?
Like
yeah,
the stuff,
all the
Oh,
it's
Well,
more
yeah,
centered around the
Gilded
middle.
Hollow, it's just more spread out. Like, instead of going up or down, you're spread out. It's the same distances, but it's just like, it's like
So-
suburban sprawl, basically.
yeah, it's pretty much the same NPC-wise, I would say. I've
Well,
been
it
in
looked
both
like on
halls.
it looked like on the on Lost Precipice that there were some that were up here and over here, and they were
It's
all.
still like that in Gilded Hollow. Like some will be over here and some will be over the fuck over here. Like it's
Yeah, but you can
spread
walk
out.
between them. You don't have to try to jump over
You
stuff or
can
go under walls.
fly.
Really?
Yeah, so you want us to work harder and glide and aim and miss and fall and have to do it again. And
Cooler, with style,
So,
and you get jump pads.
And for people wondering, this is how like guild discussion usually is.
in Lost Precipice, the only thing that's like completely separate is the arena, I guess. The rest is pretty much close together. In
Plus,
Gilded
you can
Hollow,
knock
it's pretty
people
much the
out
same
of the
thing.
arena and like off the cliff.
Yeah.
You can knock people off the arena in the other one.
But it's up high, like you're knocking them off a cliff in the Lost
Do you know what
Precipice.
a cliff is, right? A ledge and up high.
Yeah.
You just described a cliff. You're like, you
Either
can't
way,
knock them
you're
off a
getting-
cliff. It's up high.
Either way, you're getting knocked off something.
Yeah, it's
yeah, but then everything's made out of gold and gilded, gilded.
Which is
gilded
ugly.
all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna leave it with like our one guilty said. If you're a Skritt, vote
Yeah.
for Gilded Hollow. That's
The-
just
For me, the only reason Lost Precipice comes out just a little bit on top is just because of all the nooks and crannies that are around, and that kind of like that makes it really cool for me. I don't know.
I'll
But
make
both
you
have
some
water-
nook and
both
crannies,
Both
all
have
right?
waterfalls, so I'm happy either way. So
Yeah.
Well, if
I'll
I
make
want
you
nooks
some
and
nooks and
crannies, I'll
crannies.
get an English muffin.
that's
Yeah, the look
I want
on
English
Robin's
muffin.
face right now. So many times I think every time we've tried to have a guild discussion, you weren't here. So I couldn't argue with anybody, and I think everybody was happy for it. Because now everybody gets to see what people have been going through, like what the rest of the hosts were going through.
This group, when there's something to advocate for,
Yeah, we always
the
take
advocacy
sides.
goes crazy. And
will
it's
say-
like.
You know that Lost Precipice is the correct choice because the ArenaNet Dev Guild has Lost Precipice. So I'm sorry, but y'all are wrong.
The numbers
I gotta go
don't
by
lie.
these numbers here at this point.
No, because you know what? Those
2,700
people
times
pick,
1,400
like, those
That's
are all
twice as many people. Twice as many people want a Gilded Hollow than Lost Precipice.
I need a bit. I need a bell.
2,700 to
Ding, ding.
1,400. That's almost 3,000 to 1,500.
Yeah. You know what?
Twice the people in one?
The people voting for things, they do not have a great track record of picking the right thing.
These people invested 100 gold in their
Whoa, whoa,
time
whoa.
to take these over.
Okay, Robin, you can't use that statement because I used that when Lost Precipice won the Twitch vote thing. I was like, oh yeah, they had a great track record for voting.
Totally use that. They were right then.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Phoenix Roost, are you kidding me?
oh boy, don't do that. Don't. Oh no.
No, I think we're all in agreement. Phoenix Roost is just ugh. And then I mean, Evan Ashblade clearly should have won, but moving on. I just wanted to see Robin's look on her face when I quickly
Not
threw
that
in
we
the Evan
have strong
Ashblade.
feelings or anything.
Well, I mean,
there's
Evan
something
Ashblade should've
Context brought up. I don't mean to kind of back
Oh,
up a little
no.
bit. There's there used to be a /stuck command. I have gotten stuck now.
I thought
Is the
there
slash
was
stuck
one
command
in
still
the
working?
bug thing that if you were stuck, it
Could you not go to a waypoint?
that
Yeah,
yeah.
you
that-
had basically I had to go to a waypoint, which basically put me 30 minutes back to walking and flying to where I was going again.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I didn't remember the stuck command, and I was like, I'll just do it again. But it doesn't. They used to have a stuck command.
I don't know. I thought they did when they first launched, but they
Yeah,
got rid of it because it was
not
just
sure.
a temporary thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, I thought there was
when
one
I-
really early on in like the debug, like in the bug reporting thing, but I don't think
Yeah.
it's. Yeah, so we'll find out when Gilded Hollow wins that it's the best one. But one of the other things that came out we talked about last week was Halloween and the Nightfury shoulders. And we've
Ooh,
finally
I've heard
figured out the
nothing but
recipe.
bad about that.
Yeah, we figured out the
they're
recipe this week.
Fantastic. They're wonderful, but
Oh,
they
yeah.
take a lot to make.
Yeah,
That's what I'm hearing is.
Yeah, the final recipe is 1 unopened endless batwing brew. They're dropped from trick or treat bags. That roughly goes for, because I started looking up some of the stuff, 360 gold. 1 preserved batwing, which is 4 tattered batwings, which is 12 gold each. A vial of linseed oil, which is, you need a stack of those, and that's like 2 gold, 89 silver each and you need 250.
Mm-hmm.
And various other T6 mats. They're like stacks or half a stack. Corrupted lodestones. I mean,
I'd rather that than have a Skritt sitting in there that gives you a lottery ticket.
Yeah,
Sorry, I don't care. No matter how hard or how expensive that is, I personally prefer that over walking up and giving tickets, crumpled wrappers to Skritt to have somebody just randomly get it.
oh, is it glacial lodestones? Maybe when I
it's
looked
glacial.
up, it was
Yeah,
my
it's
bad.
glacial.
I was quickly writing these up, so.
Wow,
The-
apparently somebody in chat said their friend made almost 12k gold off of those shoulders.
Yeah, those are.
Well, apparently I'm not your friend because I don't have 12k gold.
Wow.
Because if you look,
I wish I had 12k gold.
If you look on the trading post now, Nightfury's like around 3,500.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
Gold.
looked it up right when I was doing the show notes a couple hours ago at this part, and I think it was listed for 3,000 gold.
So like the materials, like glacial lodestones went up like times 3 than usual. Like all those materials just spiked, and I'm glad I told people like save glacial lodestones because one day
One day they'll be
they'll
useful
pay
for
off.
something.
and then bam.
Now, did you ask for a
later.
cut? Like, remember when I told you? But yeah, the nice thing is, they did say you can do this recipe at any time.
Yeah.
You just need to get the Halloween one, like the Halloween stuff, because that won't
That's-
stay around.
Like
That's
the
what-
tattered wings and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what bugs me right now because it's kind of like the legendary issue with it's RNG based. So
Yeah.
the batwings are easy enough to get. Like you could buy off trading post, but unopened endless batwing brew. If you have the money for it, yeah, sure, it's good. But
I don't get what's like. I have an endless batwing brew. What's the unopened part? I
The
don't
unopened one is the
understand.
tradable version.
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay.
once you open it, it becomes a compound.
Once you use it, it becomes a
Yeah.
compound. Gotcha. So like I couldn't use the one that I have.
Right.
That's stupid.
yeah, so
I feel like if I have that, I should be able to use it like that if that's how I choose to use it.
I wish there was like a Mystic Forge recipe to get an unopened endless batwing brew. Like
Yeah.
you have like 250 stacks of the regular ones and like throw in some other things. I don't know, something like
Right.
that. That'd be cool, but
That would be nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. The worst part is I want to farm tote bags, but I'm not gonna get any experience for it for my masteries.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's been the hardest
And
thing
that's
for people
only
to
a
get
bug.
over.
Yeah. Oh,
They
well.
just don't want to fix it because of
Yeah.
this basically possibly destroying all of Hearthstones.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so it's on the TP for roughly 3,000 gold. Would any of you get it?
I don't have
loved-
anywhere near that much gold.
Even
I'd
if I
love
did, I don't. For a set of shoulders, nah. For a whole set of armor, yeah, I'd consider it. But
Oh,
Apparently there is a recipe, but nobody's discovered it.
Oh.
Uh,
Huh.
That is interesting. And a great segue.
I shall be doing research tonight then.
You can
what's
try to
the
figure it out.
segue to?
Well, a lot of people discovered in the wardrobe invisible footwear. And I mean, granted, I could have gathered a
Does it look like you're
screenshot, but it would have
barefoot?
just been of characters' feet.
Yeah, it just makes you look like you're barefoot.
Yeah, and the people on Reddit were asking, like, is this really a thing in game? Like, can you get it? They're like, yeah, it's totally obtainable.
Hmm.
And they're like, oh, how do you get it? They're like, Yeah.
It's like that
Yeah.
staff that drops off of whatchamacallit in
Sh-
Kingsdale?
uh,
The
yeah,
boss
Shadow
event?
Behemoth.
Shadow Behemoth,
Yeah.
thank you. For like the longest time, it was a skin that was in game, and we knew it was in game, but nobody could figure out where it came from, and then it finally dropped. There's a lot of things like that.
Mm-hmm. And I'm hopeful because they also said someone was like, oh, how
Yeah,
jokingly
and the
saying,
rest.
yeah, people were jokingly saying like, oh, how do you see something that's invisible? And someone actually said, oh, there's a mastery tier that allows you to see invisible things. And then another dev actually said, huh, that is interesting. So I don't know if it's
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah.
so the shoes are going to be. The shoes are dropping, but you can't see it until you have the mastery to see invisible things.
I don't
Oh
know.
my god, that's awesome!
That'd be amazing.
All
That is amazing. There's
let's wrap
stuff
up the
dropping
show
that you
so I
cannot
can get back
see.
to my masteries.
What mastery do I need for that?
But yeah, when he said that, because I was like, that's not a yes or a no. I was like, ah. But
Wow.
I kind of like the idea of the invisible clothes, just because I've heard a lot of people that like, or
Just wanna
maybe
see people in their underwear.
what
Well, all I'm going to do is walk around and tell people that they don't have clothes on.
I was gonna say that will be the downside of that. A lot of naked people running around, but I kind of like the idea. I've heard a lot of people say like, "Oh, you can hide the shoulders, you can hide the helmet," but maybe my Norn warrior is like a gladiator, like runs around shirtless because he's awesome. Blah blah. It's like you kind of can't do that because you're literally gonna be running around
They
shirtless.
have the one chest piece that's just like a strap that goes over your nipple.
But as people always say, it's not the same. Like,
Yeah.
but I would like to see that kind of like, and it would be a nice workaround instead of trying for them to have to code in a way to hide the armor. Just be like, oh, it's an armor piece that's not, invisible.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
probably easier for them.
That's cool.
So I kind of hope this is just the beginning, but
Yeah.
hopefully they don't give us a pants one because keep people in their pants. Let's just.
No Pants Fridays.
Oh, man.
I really hope not. And as
back in the day, there were guilds that would run naked nights.
Mm-hmm.
Basically run without any armor on and go do whatever.
I mean, we did for one of our guild events, Baywatch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Baywatch event.
We
Yeah.
all lived.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was just a little disappointing.
Well, the thing is, if you think about it, it's armor is kind of.
Saw coming. Oh my.
Yeah, and like Salisi's saying, Nightfury is technically invisible. It just gives you that aura, which actually that's kind of steered me away from it. I'm like, I don't like they showed it on on a playable Necro, and it's like I look at my Necro and it's like he looks goofy without shoulders.
See, I hide my shoulders on many of my characters because most shoulders annoy me. Like
Then I think
on my
3,000 gold's an
gnomes,
investment.
I like to see my tattoos and stuff, So
There you go. 3,000 gold is just an investment. There you go. Get gems, convert it. You're welcome, ArenaNet. Where's my cut?
I'm just gonna make Twilight and sell it.
yeah.
Okay, and this week we got more gem store stuff. First up, let's start with my personal favorite. The Lunatic Guard outfit. So basically wait, what? What was that? No, done. I'll fight you in the guild halls. I will fight you on this one.
Yeah, he's kind of in love with this one.
I know.
700
Got the
gems.
green flames on it.
Yeah, you can dye the flames. Like,
It's a really good outfit.
yeah, some of those the outfit looks amazing on.
I feel like this must be a guy thing because I'm very much like whatever.
See, look, even chat, dyeable flames are great. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
It looks
They look
really good on
pink
Charlie.
Flames.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can have any color in your dye wardrobe.
I think it's mostly my issue is the head part of it. It just annoys me. Like there's
Well,
something.
and to be
about
fair,
that
I do
bothers
like the
me.
dye scheme. I think I have the image. Like this was like, Thanks to Dolphy for gathering these images. It was the male human. I didn't grab it. It had the helmet off, but it was like a blue dyed job, like almost like they were wielding like it was like cobalt's flames. It looked absolutely beautiful. I was like, jeez. But yeah, I decided to go the green flame route. It was amazing. Speaking of which, that's how bored I was. There's my character.
Wow.
Green flames. That's amazing. Look at the beauty of it, and that'll let you just see
I
like
was
the dye
wondering why you're
channels.
still logged in.
Oh no, this isn't me right now. I went ahead and did the video. That's how much I care about this
Our
armor.
video, it's
Yeah. But yeah. So what I'm hopeful of, and we were talking about this when we were running around doing hero points. I'll always call them skill points.
Yeah.
When we were running around doing hero points, was this kind of makes me hopeful for what legendary armor could do, like dying particle effects.
Yeah. Dying particle effects would be cool.
yeah.
So, hopefully that's the route they might go with legendary armor to make it more enticing than swappable stats.
Than just swappable stats.
Yeah, downplay it. Like, it's playing hard to get. Like, I don't even want it. One of the other things was the ghoul backpack, but interestingly enough, it's not just a backpack. You can see there on the other character, it's also a mini pet. So the top half of the ghoul is your backpack. The bottom half of the ghoul, like the legs, would be a mini pet that runs around after you. When I saw that, I was like, that's just so clever. I'm planning on getting it. Like,
Is it do you buy them separately or
no, they come together as a
Okay.
bundle,
Yeah.
and it's 600 gems for the backpack and mini pet.
What is he holding there? Like the back?
It looks like some
he's,
like a crystal
holding
or
some
something,
kind
or
of, star
But-
crystal or something.
but yeah, I'm kind of glad that they really went goofy with this route, like it, especially during Halloween. I mean, it probably wouldn't have worked any other time.
Yeah.
It'd be really funny if, like, those legs, like, if you're just idled around town or something, if a critter came by, the legs ran up and kicked the critter. That would be hysterical.
Wow.
Jeez, lover of Quaggins, hater of mini pets. Jeez.
No, I like them. I just think, you have a pair of legs standing there. What kind of idle animation could it have? Oh, it could run up and kick things because it's a mummy.
Are mummies like well known for being soccer? I'm missing the connection of them kicking.
Being mean and evil.
Okay.
1K gems for that. Wow.
Well, luckily you only have to pay 600.
I think they meant for the kick animation.
Oh. Well, there you go. Added attachment to the. So in total, it would cost you 1,600. It doesn't, just 600 people. And the last thing that
if they ever go to the mini pet arena where you could put your mini pets in to fight, now that would be fun.
Yeah. I don't think we're ever going to get Polymach. That's the one that's come up a few times, but I think it's off the table.
Nothing's ever off the table. We
That's
have to
true.
believe. The table is massive.
That table is huge.
Yeah, you visited there. How big is the table?
Oh, man.
Like, if they take you on a tour, they're like, "This is the table."
The things get put on and take off of.
Yeah.
It's the size of the state.
It's a whole bunch of post-it notes of what to do.
The one says, "Get bigger table." Yeah, the last thing up was the Mad King die pack, and basically 125 gems for one die set, 5 for 500 and 25 for 2,500. These work like the other ones where it'll randomly give you a die from a selection of already existing dies, but also these 6 new ones, which are Crushed Bone, Eerie Purple, Ember Red, Carnage Orange, Harrowing Maroon, and Ominous Yellow.
I don't
The only problem I have with any of these die sets is all I see is white, purple, red, orange, red, and yellow.
Yeah.
Die.
I'm sorry, I don't. The die sets weren't that impressive to me when I was playing a year ago. Now that I've come back, they just.
It
why?
depends on which die set you're talking about. Some of them are specifically made so that they work better on certain weights of armor. Like there's a whole die set that works better on heavy armor than it does on the other ones, you know. But I don't know with this one what's special about it. None of those look different to me than
I was
what
gonna
we
say,
already
chat
have.
saying they bought crushed bone and it looks great on their Reaper. So I was even thinking when they said that, like, I have the Order of Whispers headpiece that's kind of like like almost like skeletal hands or something. Like, so I was like, huh, if you probably dyed that to crushed bone, it would probably make it look pretty good.
The reason, I like dyes just because some armor pieces I mix and match, and some of the dyes that I actually use for all armor pieces won't work for that one piece of armor, so you need that different shade to make it work.
Like you can use the same color, but it'll look different because it's a different armor skin.
So, like, some of these dyes might actually benefit me in that respect, but yeah.
Like, so would you try to get any of these die sets, or maybe go after any of these particular ones? Like, like chat was saying, they bought it so you could, you don't have to play the RNG game.
Yeah, maybe Crush Bone, just because I need more different shades of white. Because I only use Frost right now for my shade of white.
I was gonna say, I won't lie, I am looking at the Crush Bone just because, like Age said, like, I have the white dye. I put it on sometimes. I'm like, that's not doing it for me. That's
yeah. So it might be worth.
And yeah, like chat saying, the white is a subtle off-white, so yeah, it almost makes it more believable. I mean, you are an adventurer. How are you keeping that so white? It's like, and it's 118 gold. Looks like I'm not getting it.
Maybe you could try the RNG route.
Yeah.
Give me a day of silverwares. We'll see what happens.
No, don't make me go back. Last up, I saw a Reddit post from a dev, and they are actually going to be streaming for Extra Life.
Oh yeah.
Saturday, November 7th. It is Lester Bloom, a gameplay programmer. He did want to just say, it's not an official arena event, but I thought it was pretty cool. Good, good cause, all that stuff. And we have the Reddit post here that has all the information of like how to support the charity for Extra Life and stuff like that. He's just going to be playing Guild Wars 2 all day with, I think I saw he was going to be playing with a couple of devs and stuff like that here and there. And I did notice he didn't set out time to watch Talking Skritt. I mean, for charity, I understand. I just
nice.
But yeah, it's definitely a cool cause. We'll throw the link in chat, and also probably have it, if you're watching this on YouTube, in the description. If you're not doing anything Saturday after watching Talking Skritt, definitely stop by there and show your support, and hopefully donate if you can. But I mean, I don't know who here is going to take the negative route, but are you guys glad that people are raising money for charity? Like, it's like, how do you word that?
I am appalled, sir. It's actually a really cool thing. I don't really see that often. So that's really cool.
Well, I've got to kind of throw the ignorance card on here. What's Extra Life?
Yeah.
Stalling. No, I know every year. I honestly, no,
Okay. So the dev, we have a dev doing something for.
Well, I know. Oh, jeez, because I remember, was it 2 years ago? I was following Rooster Teeth, and they talked about it. But isn't it involving hospitals.
Children's hospitals in the U.S.
Yes.
Um,
No.
Child's Play, I know, does that.
Oh, is it Child's Play? Okay, maybe I'm
I'm
mixing the
not
two up.
100% sure if Extra Life is also that.
Well,
Are you
lucky
thinking
for
about it?
everybody, the Reddit link, the Reddit post that he put up has a link to Extra Life. So if you're like me and Roy, and apparently Age, and apparently Robin, because everybody threw me under the bus, you know, you
I'm
can
Canadian,
you
I
can
know
go
that.
out and check it out. Children's chat saying children's hospitals. Oh, for the one
Okay.
the dev is doing. Okay,
They
so
do,
Extra
yeah.
Life, you can pick your charity. That's right. Maybe that's why I was getting confused.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, because I remember Rooster Teeth and stuff were doing stuff like that for Extra Life, and maybe they.
Yeah. All the Extra Life ones I see are for children's hospitals.
Well, I don't know. I think it's going to be cool just to like sit there and listen to maybe while he's doing it, being like, hearing the dev that probably worked on, I like certain aspects of the game talk about it. Maybe, there's a cool water cooler story or something like, oh yeah, so and so worked on this part. Man, he was talking about this, and I don't know. I think it'll be definitely cool to check out, and I already know what I'm going to be hosting to next week after the next week's show. Because so overall, what do you guys think about the
That's
dev
awesome.
streaming charity?
I wish more devs would do things like that, because they really have a platform that they can generate a lot with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
And there's a lot of really good organizations out there that are set up to do things through streaming.
yeah, I mean, nothing against Lester Bloom. Like, I've seen him on a couple of the, well, I guess I can't call them old Guildcast episodes. Or Guild Chat. I'm going to do that every time. Because, I guess they're the old points of interest shows. I don't know. I still want to see the guy that did Action Camera do a stream. He was just
yeah.
fun to watch. I'm sorry.
He was hilarious.
Like, ArenaNet, if you do one personally, have him do it. Though, granted, I haven't seen Lester Bloom's, so we'll reserve judgment for...
I was gonna say he could be even more entertaining.
Very true. Very true. I could... This time, well, 2 weeks from now, I'll be eating my words. Because I'll be probably watching a little bit of it prior to. But, okay. I think that's everything we have to talk about today. And Robin, where can you be found?
I can be found on GameBreaker.tv and on Twitch and Twitter at Arlie82, and my blog MMOArlie.com.
Okay. And Age, where can you be found?
Twitch.tv/Age Night Road. All my links are there, and all my links are below this stream now, thanks to Dale, who took
I finally got
the
around to
time
it.
finally and did that. So, yeah. There you go.
It's a long process, but we got there in the end. And Roy, where can you be found?
You can follow me at RoyB62 on Twitch. I've got Schadenfreude Productions on YouTube, and if you're interested in playing around in Elite Dangerous, stop by the Lou Star System. That's where we live. We are Crimson State Group.
Beware of them. They're a bunch of lunatics.
I don't know about lunatics, but we definitely make it interesting.
And you can find me at simply_Deo on Twitch and Twitter. And you can find, if you're popping in right now live, and you want to watch the show in all of its glory, we will be putting this up at, just search Talking Skritt on YouTube. And we put these up every Sunday at noon Eastern. And if you are watching the VOD, tune in live every Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And as always, we will see you again. Good night, everybody.